Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of 15-Minute Battlemap, where I try to create a battle map in just 15 minutes. I am your host, Ferry, the developer of MapMe, the Battlemap editor for your iPad that is going to hopefully revolutionize the way you create battle maps on the go and prep for your games. In each of these episodes, we feature a new encounter that is randomly generated that you can use to drop into your games, and we're gonna try and create a battle map to go with that. I'm doing this so I can test MapMe for bugs and usability issues, and also to create something for the community so you can use this to drop into your game. These maps I create here are available for free in the description below. You can just download it along with a PDF description of the encounter with a stat block, like a fully fleshed out encounter that you can just use and drop into your games if you're short on time or if you like the idea. We're going to be looking at the current state of the app, and I'm going to be pointing out some stuff that I want to change in the future, some features that I'm working on, some bugs that I've encountered. And if you're excited about this, I encourage you to join the Discord to get notified when the beta launches or the release comes to the App Store, or you can join the newsletter. Both links are in the description below. Now, in this episode, we're gonna focus on creating a forgotten crypt. This is going to be interesting. I had quite a bit of fun creating this map, and I hope it's useful to you. So without further ado, let's start the clock and jump right in. This is 15-Minute Battle Map. Okay. All right, we're going to create a new document. And as I said, today we're going to be creating a forgotten crypt. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll need some assets regarding nature and a little bit of ruins. That wouldn't hurt either. Again, I'm using this feature that I'm able to import my existing Dungeondraft packs from Crosshead Studios. Absolutely great guy, shout out to him. And I'm using these to basically, I'm starting to lay down the terrain for now. Grass is the obvious choice, and then a pathway. And now I'm just trying to create basically the inside of the crypt. I find the terrain as something that you don't necessarily need to spend too much time on, but in this case, I would have liked to have more blending options. So I'm definitely going to work on these terrain tools to make them more versatile and add more brushes and more blending, especially alpha blending on the edges, if that's something you're interested in. Now I've used the Bezier path tool to create these walls on the side and give us kind of like an entrance. And then I found this cool asset for a skull door, and it looks absolutely magnificent. And I thought, why not use that for the crypt? It's so fitting. These columns also made a very interesting feature for creating an interesting structure inside. I gotta be honest, at first I didn't know what to do with this crypt. I really struggled with this one, and on this one I really felt the pressure of these 15 minutes. Obviously, as always, the process is a little bit sped up, so you're not gonna have to sit through me just trying out different assets like I'm doing here. Now, this is where you can tell that I really didn't know what I was going to do with the map. I was trying to place down different assets and just nothing worked for me. So that's why I'm scrolling through the entire list. This is one of those instances where it's really handy to scroll through the list to find assets because it inspires you. You will find so much stuff that will just help you nail down what you're going to be able to use. So it's really inspiring. As always, I'm trying to build this from the bottom up. You saw me placing the small bushes first and then the bigger trees. And then here I found some bone assets that I thought were very fitting for a map that is called the Forgotten Crypt. And I'm placing all of these down in the corners and trying to create a little bit of scatter. I'm always, like always, using the scatter tool because it rotates the items a little bit. And then in the description, there was a altar in the middle of the crypt. And I thought, what better way to have a crypt than to have columns with graves to the side, and then an altar at the end of this kind of, I wouldn't say hallway, but that's the best way I can describe it right now. And then I remembered that I'm going to be having a room at the end that is a secret room that is opened by accessing a puzzle at the altar. Now, this is where I was absolutely mad at myself for not implementing weather effects and environment effects earlier. This is a feature that's coming and that I have on the roadmap for the very near future, but I'm trying to create some sort of misty atmosphere through adding some fog in there. It already would have come in handy on many maps to be able to put like a night filter on, or have like a snow overlay that would really help tie the map together and convey this feeling of the map. I found this cool broken tree that I wanted to put by the entrance, this cool broken down giant oak stump or whatever that is. And if you can't tell by now, I really struggled with that one. This was really a challenge for me. I'm trying to create something, but the big room really feels huge at this point. I feel like I could have done a better job at creating a bigger room for this, but then I found these dead people or lying down people assets, which I thought, if that's not perfect for a crypt, then I don't know what is. But then I found the mummy and thought, this is even better. This is absolutely great. Adding in a little bit more detail, I'm trying to find something that I can place at the altar as well, which I ended up picking an open book. Like maybe someone was performing a ritual and this was the magic book that they used or something like that. I'm looking for a bit more broken assets that I can place in the corners and kind of bring the scene to life a little bit more. But then I realized that I actually had in the encounter I wrote that I'm going to be having a secret room at the back of the crypt that can be accessed through solving a puzzle on the altar. However, I noticed that I was running out of time, so I quickly spent a couple of minutes adding in this wall and trying to add that. There definitely wasn't enough time because this was when the timer went off, and I exported the map like it was, and you're going to be able to see this right here because this is the final image. But took some time and I added that room. So here's another one with the room added. Sorry, couldn't resist. Now, if you noticed, I didn't quite finish the map. I took some 2-3 extra minutes to put in a room at the end. Like I said, I hope you can forgive me for spending those 2 extra minutes off camera to put that room together. I hope you can use this. Now, if you like what you saw, I encourage you to join the Discord server. That's where you get frequent updates on the development progress and behind the scenes looks, as well as when the app hits the App Store. If you just want to get notified for the beta or the release of the app, then please join the email newsletter. I'm happy to have you there. If you have any input or any feedback, drop them in the comments below. Let's talk about it. I'm always happy to hear, especially at this point where the app is so fresh and we can change it so much, we can adapt it so much. I want to hear what you think of the app, how you like it, and what your thoughts of it are. Now that's all for today. Very glad to have you here. Thank you for joining me on this 15-minute map, and see you next time.